What's up, guys? Big Light here. I put out the video the other day talking about how I got diamond on a couple accounts playing mostly Captain America, but I do, when I have to solo tank, usually play Magneto, and I mentioned that like Magneto, Strange, Groot kind of are a little bit better at taking space, or they do it in the more like traditional way than Captain America. So I thought I would show this game where I went in, insta-lock Captain America, but we had this guy on our team that wasn't picking a character even as the game was starting. And so I got worried that I was going to have to solo tank, which I would prefer not to do on Captain America. It's not impossible, but it does put your team in a weird spot. So I switched over to Magneto, and then I went ahead and used this game as an example of a Magneto game because, one, it's a nice quick one. We actually stomped him here. And two, I can just show some really simple Magneto stuff without making a super long video because, like I said, this is a quick stomp. So my DPS were very good in this one. And when your DPS are very good, you get to stomp people. The guy that came in late here too, Snow Bunny, he turned out to be a really nice Venom. He played a great Venom in this. What we do is we switch to Magneto, we walk up, and we're going to take some space, just like we would with Strange also. And you see I'm using the wall here to cover myself from Thor because, like I mentioned in the last video, as a tank you want to take space, but that doesn't mean your job is to just face tank damage all day, right? If your healers have to spam heals on you to keep you alive, they can't do anything for anybody else. And what we want to do as a tank is enable our team. So here I was watching the Venom. I'll pause it there real quick. I was watching the Venom. I was seeing him going in, and he plays a dive hero. I usually play a dive hero, so I know kind of how it goes. I can keep an eye on it. And I was watching him, and I wanted to get my bubble onto him to help him kind of stay in longer and do a little bit more before he had to back up. So that's why we used our bubble on him there to keep him in, and he did see it and stayed in, to his credit. That's awesome. And we're just here. You see I'm standing right on the front of the cart. This is a really good spot to stand with a traditional shield tank like Strange or Magneto, so that you can take space for your team. My team has lots of space behind me. If I switch my camera here like I was doing the other day, hopefully I can remember how to drive it. You see my team gets to just stand back here and do whatever they want, right? They're just standing back here shooting at people, and we're up here taking space. Venom's causing chaos in their back line. They even have the magic back here trying to counter dive to stop the Venom. And I'm just holding the cart. When you're standing on the front of the cart like this, it can't move. And the reason I use the front of the cart like this is because they can't shoot through the cart either. So it provides natural cover. It's like standing on the corner of a wall. I can stand here and minimize the damage that I take while stopping the cart. When the tanks move up, you'll see that I shoot them. But also as I play here, you'll see that I do a lot of trying to shoot past the tanks or trying to see somebody squishier than a tank to shoot at, because I can create more pressure shooting at them than I can at the tanks. So I want to stop the tanks from moving up. I want to discourage that. But I want to put most of my shots on a squishier target if I can. You can see they have Cloak and Dagger back here kind of keeping out of the way. She's saying where I can't see her. And they have Invisible Woman kind of standing out here where I can, and Magic is over here. So I think right here pretty quickly, you'll see me move to the left a little bit and try to get some shots in over here. Who am I? This one. So we push up that side, and then we switch over. I see the Cloak and Dagger is doing a good job of making me not be able to see her. I was trying to shoot as she peeked that corner a little bit. And then we went over. We shot the Magic. We saw she was getting low. We're trying to get some shots on the Invisible Woman, but as I mentioned the other day, I'm a washed-up old gamer with little to no mechanical skill, so I missed those shots. And we went back to forcing the tanks back a little bit. We're watching the Venom. We see him running away on the wall. Magic's chasing in. Still just basic stuff. Stand on the front of the cart. Keep an eye on what's going on. I'm trying to hit the supports. And when this happened, Cloak and Dagger ulted. And as Magneto, what I would like to do is ult and kill her in her ult. That's one of the big reasons we picked Magneto. But unfortunately, I didn't have my ult. And so I told my team when she ulted, I was like, oh, damn, I don't have my ult yet. I can't stop this. Let's back up a little bit. And you're going to see that is what we do. So again, like I mentioned the other day, I was using my mic in the game, and I just told them, I don't have my ult. Let's back up a little bit. And we do. And I don't think we lose anyone on this ult. My ult comes up now. I don't just throw it, because there's a good chance that I don't get her, and if you give her that much time, when she hears me ult, she'll shift into cloak, and she'll use her right click that lets her immune anything to avoid your ult. So now I'm back on the front of the cart, taking space like I was. I'm going to go ahead and throw my ult here, and you see she does exactly what I just said. Cloak, or dagger, shifted into cloak, and then phase them all out where I can't hit them. Unfortunately, you see here I'm holding my ult right to the end because she timed it really well. So all I did here is when I saw her turn invisible, I saw kind of the direction she was going. I tried to guess where she might pop out and throw it there and just hope that the immunity thing ended before my ult actually hit. It doesn't. I guessed wrong. She was kind of moving this way and I thought she was going to go up here. She didn't. She ended up going down over here somewhere. And so I just completely fanned it and the ult was wasted. So that's a bummer, but we just go back to tanking. We're still holding space. We've moved up past the point now because the other team backed up. So when they give us space, we go ahead and take it. We're shooting Magneto because he's low, but then as he gets his health back up, we're back to trying to shoot kind of past the tanks at all the low people back there. And we use our right click on Thor a lot because Thor wants to be in. He wants to harass my team, and then the right click knocks back, and so I want him to be back. So that, we got a kill. Our DPS were kind of shooting at him. I was kind of shooting at him. The kill ended up going to me, but it's because all of us saw the Moon Knight kind of standing there and we're like, we can get it. That's the other thing that we do here with Magneto. Let me go back just a second. So she popped ult, but you can see when she pops the ult that Cloak and Dagger isn't in it. And so I go for burst on Cloak and Dagger. Burst on Magneto is, if you can, you left click him once or twice first and then right click into a left click immediately. So your burst is that right click into left click. That's really big damage. That's like 165 damage. If you hit them right in the face with the left click, which you generally will, because when you knock back, they're kind of stunned for a second. They kind of don't move for a second. And it turns out I timed it really nice. Mostly by accident, to be honest. I was just trying to get some burst on her to see if maybe we would kill her before she got into the ult. But Winter Soldier was ulting, and so he saw her, and she stops for a second, and he got a really easy ult to kill her. So we'll watch that again. The ult comes in, we get the burst, and then you see she just had that sliver of health after the burst, and the Winter Soldier ult just outright killed her immediately. So They used a support ult, but we killed one of the supports already, so when the support ult ends, we're going to have a big advantage, right? Which it just did, and we have this advantage. I'm sitting here on the cart. My backline is getting attacked, but I'm keeping the cart from moving. I'm sitting here to keep it stopped, and still trying to look back and peel by damage. If I moved back right now, all I would really be able to do is hit these guys in the back. If I saw somebody low, I could try to hit them with the shield. With this one, but even that's on cooldown at the minute because I just used it on myself a second ago, I think. So really all I could do is come back and kind of like hit him in the back of the head. And so I can do that from here. So I'm going to stay and hold our space here and just shoot back at my team and see if we can keep everything stopped. The Moon Knight Ankh comes in, so I move off the spot. Try to get that. I get low here from the Thor nuking me, and I put my shield up. The shield up most of the time will save you, and my healers even saw me. They were gonna save me, but this Moon Knight ult came in. And so when the Moon Knight ult comes in, we get the death. It killed Luna too. So the Moon Knight ult was nice. He got 2 kills with it. It was well placed. What are you gonna do? These things happen. So that, they get the cleanup, and their team wins this fight pretty easily. So going back to me as I res, then we're just gonna run back to the fight. No big deal. Sometimes you die. It happens. Even if you keep your deaths low, still die sometimes. So we're running back. You see the team waited, which was really smart. You love to see it. The other thing we see is Cloak and Dagger had ult, and I knew if she didn't have it, she was about to get it, but she doesn't have any reason to use it right now, which is great because mine is also close. Mine is 95%. Hers is there. But to use it right now would just be using it when nothing's happening, right? So she's not going to use it. And then you'll see, as it turns out, by the time she gets around to using it, I have my ult as well. So my ult's coming up. It came up right here. Thor goes in, gets himself killed. He just overpushed. There was nobody kind of supporting his dive. And right there, as I paused it, you could hear her say it. And that's what I heard in game. to decide to ult. So we'll go back just a second so that I'm not talking and you can hear her do it. I shielded Snow Bunny here again just because he was low. He was in there giving him hell while we were all running back. So I wanted to make sure he didn't die for holding the point like that. So here we go. So you heard that. Us against the world. She's up. I'm up in my ult. And the goal here is to drill her and kill her. So you'll see as she dashes around, she's back over here now, but she'll dash back to here and stop for a second. And I wasn't quite ready to throw it yet, so I let her dash one more, and she dashes here and I throw it and kill her. In this case, the Magneto isn't able to stop it because when he heard me ult, he popped his shield right here. So he's not going to have it when I actually throw it. I actually held it for one dash longer than they thought I was going to, basically. So she dashes there. She dashes back to here. She'll dash to here on the last dash, and you can get her on the last dash. Usually it's best to get her on the third. So she dashes twice. On the third one, when she stops, you kill her. But if you wait till the fourth one, you can also get her, and I'm going to get her right here. So there it is. She's dead. Nobody could save her. And that's the fight right there. So like I was saying in the other video, if you kill someone in this game, you usually win the fight. If you kill a support, you almost always win the fight. And with your ult, really the best you're going to do with an ult like that, Magneto's ult is nice because it blocks some shots, right? When you go up, that's great. But the best thing you're going to do with Magneto usually is get a kill, right? And generally get a kill on a support. Same thing if you're playing Doctor Strange, who's a very similar character. The best thing you're going to do with Doctor Strange ult is kill the supports. So that one you can definitely get full team wipes when it's paired with, you know, your team paying attention and stuff. But really the best thing is win a fight. And in this case, if you kill a support, you're very likely to win the fight, almost certainly. And you also did it on a support ult. So you got your best case scenario where you killed a support, but also you canceled the support ult, which is crushing for the other team. One of the things that makes these supports so good is they're really powerful ults. We just killed her in it. And so from here, we're just going to mop up this fight very easily. We have two supports. They have none. You can see I'm shooting in the back at the Invisible Woman too. I'm trying to shoot past the tanks and stuff. Moon Knight walks up and gets himself killed. We're still shooting back there. And I actually got her. So she was 25 meters out, and my shot exploded next to her and finished her off, because the further out it goes, the bigger the explosion is on Magneto's shot, and the further percentage-wise, the closer than she is to the middle, the more damage she takes. So she got really low, tried to go around cover right as I shot, and that shot went far enough that it just blew up on its own at the end of Magneto's attack range and killed her around the corner there. So we finished off that kill. Now they have no supports. Now it's just over, right? So we're knocking Thor back. Really, I think we were probably shooting that at Magneto and it just hit Thor. But Cloak is back. They cleaned us up eventually. But now they're staggered out and they're trying to run back to point all the time. Rocket's res got me. And then we're going to come back and just basically keep shooting at squishies. You see I'm standing next to tanks, but I'm out here shooting at Moon Knight. And then here, what we did was when we saw Winter Soldier's ult, we shoot at anybody that has a health bar that looks like this, right? This will execute if they get low. So when we saw him ult and we saw this on Thor, we're shooting at Thor because you help your team. If everybody's lost a game when they had to listen to Winter Soldier just say again, 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 as he just cycles through your whole team. Well, when he ults, help him get those resets. If he keeps getting those resets, you'll win the fight. So that's what we did. We saw that on Thor. We shot at him. We see it on Moon Knight here. We're going to shoot at him too. And then all that's left is their Magneto. And we take care of him pretty quick. And then that's it. That was their offense. That was our defensive round. Nice and simple. The fight where I killed Cloak and Dagger, we ultimately kind of won, kind of didn't. It got really, really scrappy, and you saw they did end up killing me on the point, but I was lucky. Rocket's res thing got me, and I came back. Like I was saying in the other video, that's a huge part of what makes Rocket so powerful. He actually has a really high win rate, and it's the biggest piece of it is that thing. He does heal a lot also, but his ult kind of sucks compared to other support ults, and that thing, that little res thing, is actually really, really strong. So we used it there to help us out. So then we'll go to the next round. And as this round was starting, I could hear Penny setting up out there, and I could see this stuff. And so I told the team, there's going to be a bunch of Penny mines on the door. Don't just run out the door and die to the Penny mines. And when the door opens, I try to shoot them, and I can't. And so I went ahead and walked through and took it, and then just used my shield to let my healers heal me. The Penny mines that she sets on the door, if they hit a squishy, they'll kill them. But if they hit a tank, it won't. And so in this case, you see my preference, instead of standing with the point in between me and the other team, I'm going to push up to the front of the point so that hopefully their tanks can't do what I did and stop the cart from moving. If they do, or if I'm taking a lot of damage, I'll back up and use the point for cover, just like I did on the defense. But my preference is to get out here and not let the other team stop it, if I can, if that's an option. So we get a pick on the magic here, right in the opening, and start pushing forward. Our DPS is lighting them up right now. We're just kind of trying to help with the damage, and we're really overrunning them right now. They're having a hard time dealing with our Venom. They're having a hard time. Our DPS are just hitting more shots, and Penny gets gripped in there. I don't really worry about it. I just don't want anybody else to come in. And then this, when the Penny nest goes down, we kill it immediately. That's just kind of like killing Rocket's little res thing. If we kill the Penny nest, Penny loses a lot of power. And so she was low, so that's why we were kind of focused on her, trying to get her. If somebody's low, see if you can finish them off, you know. Same thing here, Moon Knight's low, so we kill him. And then Magneto is going to bubble next to us, and he's low, so again, we kill him. And that was it, because we didn't have to push it very far because the defense went so well. So that's really all it was. So you see in both cases, I tried to push up to get in front of my team and give my team space behind me. On that cart, if it went further, like after that wipe, what we really would have wanted to do is continue to move past that and push so that our supports can stand on the cart and we stand out in front of the cart. So you still want that same team setup where you have kind of tanks and melee people in the front, some space, and you're ranged in the back, hopefully unharassed. And that thing is set up with the supports on the cart once we get a wipe like that and we get some space to take out in front of us. But at the very beginning there, we just kind of went to the cart, made sure that the other team couldn't stop it, and then really our DPS just hit shots, and we tried to support their damage and make sure that the kills came through. And that was it. So that was the game. And Snow Bunny, our late to the party guy, got the MVP. He played a great Venom in that one. And at the end of the day, you know, killing blows were pretty evenly distributed on the team. Our DPS did really good damage. Their DPS didn't, and the main reason is because of this, because they were always dead. So if you're dead, you don't do damage. And yeah, we did 9,700 damage on Magneto in 5 minutes. So we were doing our part. We were blocking damage, and we were holding space for the team. That's just what you do, right? You're here to enable the team. That's what we did. So hopefully this one is a nice little quick example of what a Magneto game can look like, and the very basic idea of when you're playing the shield tank, move up, hold that space for your team, and enable your people to do what they do best. Go out there, have a good time, guys.